ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it.
How about it, you creep, you lunatic?
What is up? Welcome to the Raider Asylum with your host, Lunatic Raider. Thank you for pulling up this evening. You know how we do. We get a little bit of craziness going on in here. You know what I mean? In my padded room. But you know, even in my padded room, it's still the Shield. It's still the Raiders. You know, we're a little bit crazy with this fandom. This is what it represents. The real Raider Nation. The lunatics. The psychos. The madmen. The maniacs. It all rides around us. We keep this shit going. We breathe life into it, and it is what it is. So anyway, now we got the intro jumping off and got everybody up in here, man. Let's go ahead and let's get to some normalness to this show. As you know, that's my intro. Mr. Lunatic is in effect. What is up with you guys this evening, this Saturday evening? Welcome to the Raider Asylum, Raider Allegiance, Lunatic. Let me shout out my ones, man, my extended Raider family, Sean, the guy, statistician extraordinaire. What's going on with you, man? Thank you for pulling up. We got Will in the house, man. Thank you for coming. For real, for real. Navy Vet 44, my guy. Salute to you, for real. B. Owls in the house. Yes, indeed. Good evening to everybody. Omar Juarez, thank you for pulling up, man. Free Lunatic. Hey, I post that one, bro. Hey, for real. Hey, we in the padded. I can't hurt myself in here, though. You know what I mean? I can hit the wall and it's padded. So, you know, I'm safe. But anyway, what is good with you guys, man? Yes, indeed. Man, who made, I want to address, because I was reading something in the chat. Oh, Sean, hey, Sean, for real. I the way this offense looked, man, and then I went back and I was watching what's his name? Santee? is YouTube channel, and he was breaking down McDaniel's offense with the A-gap power blocking scheme, and how he wants to utilize, you know, tight ends, fullbacks, and so forth. And I got to thinking, because he made a statement, and I hold this true, that McDaniel's will always, well, not always, but what he does is go out there and he will take advantage of the mismatches that he have. Now, who was talking about Darren Waller, thinking he's going to be on fire this season? And you know what? You will not be wrong. You will not be wrong with that statement, because I started looking at the offense and looking how he utilizes the tight ends, and we know that the biggest mismatch that we have on this team is Waller. So with that being said, I think he's going to put Waller in a whole bunch of different. That's why it made sense when Waller said that they have him watching a lot of Gronkowski tape. You know what? And that's what we're going to do tonight, you guys. We're going to take a look at Gronk and see what Gronk does in New England. We're not going to do Tampa Bay because that's a whole different team. But we're going to go ahead and go, let's see, and I want to get an idea of what they're expecting out of Waller. And then I want to go ahead and switch out Gronkowski's athleticism for Waller's. You see where I'm getting with this? I want to picture Waller doing what Gronkowski does, but with more speed, more athleticism, more little wiggle. I think that's going to be a dynamic, it's going to be a big year for Waller. He's very dynamic in that position, but when you adapt the system and scheme that McDaniels is incorporating into this offense, and you add Waller, that's why I said McDaniels never had an offense like this. And what I mean by that is, I'm not talking about his scheme. I'm talking about the pieces that will be playing in the scheme. I don't think he's ever been this loaded in New England. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has McDaniels ever had an offense in New England? Because you remember we ran down the list of, we were rating, what do you consider Devontae Adams on a scale of 1 to 10? Top 10, easy. Slot receiver, Renfro, what do you got him ranked? Top 10, easy. What do you have Waller as a tight end? Top 10, easy. Josh Jacobs, top 10. So has McDaniels ever had that many top 10 skill positions on his offense in New England? I don't think so. Even the running backs were done by committee. They were solid, though. They were solid. But do you feel that any one of those running backs that New England have, are they better than Josh Jacobs? Because this is Josh Jacobs before, and to me, he really had an opportunity to scratch the surface, because there was really no receiving threats in the offense. The teams, you know what I mean? Like, I think Josh Jacobs, but I think he's just this weird thing for him. Come back. I still think that Josh Jacobs could come back with this offense. And this is why. Because we look at the money, right? We look at the money and say, well, we're not going to give Josh Jacobs X amount of dollars. But don't look at it just solely his contract, also Cat White. But you see right now, you're paying who else is paid and that's going to be a free agent next year? Drake. Kenyon Drake, right? What is Kenyon Drake making this year? Is he making $5 million? Let me double check this shit, because even Josh Jacobs at 3, and since this is 4th year, and you got Kenyon Drake, I think at 5, that's 8. And it won't be a bit bad if you're willing to play that. But then again, that was the last regime that went and got Kenyon Drake and gave him that money to put him with Josh Jacobs. But Kenyon Drake's contract.
According to Wikipedia, Kenyon Drake is an American.
We know what he is. We need to know his money, though, his dollar figures. All right. So this is the last year of his contract, and his base salary is 2.5 as his base. But against the cap, his cap hit is 3.8. So almost $4 million is his cap hit. So he's not quite $5 million. Yeah, so he 3.8 is his cap hit for this season, 2022. 2.5 is his base salary. Yeah. So even with that, you add that with Josh Jacobs at another 3, you're looking at about 3 point. I think Josh is 3.3. So you kind of round that shit off where you're gonna have about 7 million between those two, right? Now, you could give, after this season, you could give Josh Jacobs $9 million and just and let Drake go, and then have the tandem of him and Zamir White, which Zamir White's only making $705,000. So to have the combination, but I don't think they're going to give him that much, man, because they don't need him to carry 30, 35. That's why I think they're going to let him walk. They're going to let him walk. And then I was watching Santi's YouTube channel, and he was breaking down the offense like I was saying earlier, and he was showing how you remember I was saying yesterday morning on the show that we will have the offense that can pretty much dictate to a defense what they want them to do, and he was breaking that same shit down. He said the way they had lined up, and it was beautiful the way they did it. They made it all heavy on the left side. They added a tight end and a wide receiver all on the left to force the defense to think that they're going left. Now, the right side was like you only had your guard and your tackle, but the defenders, you had 3 defenders over there. You had the defensive end, you had the lineman, you had a linebacker. So there was 3 to R2. But the way he broke it down was he had the play, and he showed the play that what the Patriots did was basically run an option. Even though we know that the quarterback wasn't going to run, wasn't nowhere to run. but you forced the one defender you let free come into the backfield because the other two were engaged with our guard and tackle. That one came in free, but when the quarterback keeps the ball and takes a couple of steps, that defender must commit to the quarterback. And at that moment is when he pitched it to the running back and not off to the races, but to get around the outside because you still had defenders coming up for the tackle, but it was plus gainage. Now, that same play with us, and you have someone like with speed like Zamir White doing that shit, oh, he'll get to that edge quick. That is why they went out and got that speed. I don't think Josh Jacobs will be back next year. The money is not going to add up, and they don't really need him because they're not just going to do one running back and that's it. It's going to be by committee, and I feel that one running back is not going to get 30, 35 carries a game. This is not old school football no more. It doesn't go down that way, but I can see it in the cards. I see what's going on. But this offense is going to be tremendous, especially with Darren Waller. What Darren Waller provides as that mismatch that McDaniels is going to move this guy all over. But like I wanted to do, let's check out some grunt. Let's see. I want his highlights from let me see. Let's do it like this. Gronkowski, we gonna go 2020 or 2019, huh? We go 2020 or 19 when he had when McDaniels was the offensive coordinator. So Rob Gronkowski, okay. All right. Here we go. 2019 highlights, 2018-19. We're gonna dig into this because I want to just replace Gronkowski with Waller and imagine Waller with his athleticism at that position, what they're going to expect him to do. So they had him go watch a lot of tape on Gronk to get an idea. This is gonna be let me turn off this volume because I don't think I don't really get hit for doing this shit. But let me go ahead and get everything lined up. Shout out to everybody that's here this evening, man. Thank you for pulling up. To those, if this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel and hit that like. Please support the channel. I need you guys all for real. Thank you for everybody else that is subscribed and likes these videos that I make for you. I appreciate it. Oh, yes, we got more people in this chat. Let me shout y'all out before we do get into this film. Bugsy in the house, man. Hey, salute to you, my guy, for real. Thank you for pulling up. We got NorCal Raider Jesse in the house. Man, it's good to see you, man, for real. NorCal, Navy Vet 44, Sean Johnson. We going down the whole line of everybody. Omar Juarez, thank you for pulling up, my guy. 2 Red Rings. What is good with you? What is good with you? See, hey, and I agree with you on 2 Rings. Gronkowski out is his ability is not Darren Waller's ability. Darren Waller got him beat by far with his athleticism, his speed, shit that Gronk don't have, Waller has. And now you have McDaniels who can incorporate that into his offense that he lacked in New England, but he has now with us. I'm telling you guys are on some good shit. B. Al's in the house, man. You know what? I don't even know what McDaniels' contract is. I'm gonna look it up though. I don't think they ever dropped the numbers on that shit. Does anybody know Josh McDaniels' contract value? Michael Guerrero's in the house, man. Salute to my guy for real. Yeah, does anybody know what Steve Johnson, can you find out what Josh McDaniels' salary is? Have they even like released the numbers on that? I'm curious. Not that it counts against the cap or nothing, but I want to see the tenure and I want to see the amount that he's getting paid per year. We the people's in the house, man. What is up, my guy? Thank you for pulling up. Oh, yeah, we in here tonight, you guys. Okay, so like I said, I want to go ahead and look at Gronkowski's highlights with New England, and then let's all of us just kind of picture Waller in that same role and the dynamics that he will bring to that position. Dude, I think this shit is going to be ridiculous. I mean, I sat there and thought about that shit. I'm like, you know what? You know fucking what? All right. So this is from 2000. Let's see. This is 2018, 2019 highlights of Gronkowski. This is before he went to Tampa Bay because I want to see him in McDaniel's system when McDaniels was there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check this out. See, yeah, and Gronk is not the fastest guy at tight end, but he knows where to get into. He knows where to. He's like a Renfro, not speed. While I'm saying, as far as being able to find the soft spots in the defense. Look, now just imagine Waller doing that. Waller would probably be gone to the races right there. Man, yeah. See, like I said, Gronk is not the fastest, but he's good at finding the pockets in the defense to sit down and get the ball. See, Waller would have been gone in that. That would have been in the end zone touchdown. Pay attention to him. See, across the middle, Waller at full speed coming across. Come on, he would have had more yards on that reception. Definitely. Underneath right here, yeah. And Gronk is not, like I said, he's not the fastest dude. Yeah, he's not the fastest dude, man. But if just imagine if Gronkowski had the athleticism of a Darren Waller, how much more dynamic he would have been at the tight end position. You know what I mean? I'm looking at this like, come on, bruh. And see, because Gronkowski is not the fastest, you figure Tom Brady can't lead him really. See, look at, man. You catch Waller in stride like that, man, as fast as he is. So we're watching this now, and what I'm gonna do after this is flip back, and I'm gonna show you the speed difference, because we're gonna look at some of Waller's highlights. Yeah, you put Waller in this fucking scheme, you got problems. You got major fucking liability problems on defense. Defense is that's why I said our offense will be able to dictate to the defense what we want them to run. And then we'll just run the perfect play against it, but make it look like something else. Yeah, you could have, Waller right there, if you would have led him, Waller would have left them guys, man. You got fucking a corner and is that a linebacker that was on him? Look at that. Waller would have been gone. Waller would have been Audi 5,000 for real. Old school term. Audi, what was the last time you heard? Audi 5,000. Okay. Hey, Steve, yeah, I'm gonna do Waller's 2020 after this. I got you. That was his good year. Exactly. We're gonna get to it. We are going to get to it. I just want to see the offense that we're going to pretty much run. Probably different, because you would run it differently with the different weapons that you do have. Shit that New England didn't have, we got. Oh, they're going to taper this offense to these threats that we have. Yeah, Gronkowski is a big dude to bring down. Waller's fast and athletic. So, all right, we're going to chill this out now. Let's go ahead, and you said let's go to Waller's 2020. Let's see. We want 2020 from Waller. Darren Waller, 2020 highlights. Darren Waller, 2020, 21. Let me see. Yeah, Waller is a fucking beast. You know what I mean? All right, so let's get this set up. Waller 2020-21 season. Let the shit. Hold on, pause it. I paused it, Paul. I paused the video, Paul, so you can get it lit. All right. Paul, I got the pause on, Paul. Yes, indeedy. Here we go, you guys. We about to dig into it. Here go Waller, 2020. Let's go. Waller got good hands too. I always respected Waller's hands. That boy, man, I'm telling you. Look, see how much faster he is than Gronk? And he's not even at top speed yet, but he's fast enough to be able to add more yardage to his catches in his offense. Look. Man, McDaniel's about to have a field day. This might be, you know what, stat-wise, I think this might be, we also got to figure in McDaniel's, this will be his best coaching year. I guarantee you, I'll say that shit. Fuck it. I guarantee you. This is going to make, when he was at Denver, this is going to make that look like that wasn't the real McDaniel's they had. This is the real McDaniel. Look at this shit. Way faster than Gronk. Gronk is solid. And I think what Josh McDaniels did is because in his offense, they used Gronk in a way where they wanted him to sit in the... We know that he's not going to outrun nobody. But he can maneuver and find his way within the defense to get those possessions. Darren Waller's another... We know... Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. God dang it. Man. Yeah. Teams are in trouble this year, you guys. I think they should make us wear our black uniforms all season long because we're going to every team funeral. You know what I mean? He does go down a lot. He does go down. But that speed is something that will... So what? So what if he goes down with after 30 yards? After a first down? And I think that's... It's unique for you to get a fast and powerful dude all in the same body. Bo Jackson was one. Speed and power, yes. You couldn't get him down like that. But that's not what... You got to remember, Waller started off as a wide receiver and was converted to tight end. Remember that. Remember that. So, I mean, yeah. The legs, you're not going to have no... But he's athletic and agile, the way he jumps over people and he maneuvers. I like it. And I say it again. I love his hands. He catches the ball solid. I mean, look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look, bye-bye. Come on, bruh. In McDaniel's offense, and you got an Adams, he will never be doubled. Waller will never be doubled in his offense. And he's beating man-to-man coverage easy. Because it's like, who do you put on him? Who do you put on him? A little-ass corner that gets dragged? Or a slow-ass linebacker that you just leave behind you? Look at this shit. Come on now. That's going to be one more thing defense is going to have to wake up in a cold sweat over the night before the game. And see, this is a different offense than we're running this year. And look what Waller can do in it. You know McDaniel's going to use him in a whole bunch of different ways. He's going to do some clever shit with him. Then you do the 2 tight end sets. Yeah, buddy. This is going to be a sight to see this year. I got to hurry up. I got to go put some money on the Raiders to win the division and put some money on the Raiders to win the Super Bowl. I got to cash in on this shit. I'm telling you. Look at this shit. I love his hands. I love that dude's hands. Man. Hey, you know what? Hey, tell me this, you guys. How many yards do you guys expect Adams to get, Renfro to get, and Waller to get this year? Do you think all 3 of them can get over 1,001 in the same season? Do you think it's possible? Man. Hey, Fade to Black, what's going on, man? Hey, yeah, we're breaking down Darren Waller because you know McDaniels and them wanted him, and he said it himself that they had him watching a lot of Gronkowski tape. So we went and watched Gronkowski. We looked at him in that offense, and then we visualized the athleticism and the speed of Waller in that same role. And it's going to be dynamic, dude. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think it is possible for Adams, Waller, and Renfro all to exceed 1,000 yards receiving this season in the same season? Can it be done? I know two can be done. I remember Rice and Tim Brown did that shit with us. They both got over 1,000 yards. But I think this offense is about to attack. It's not about just these motherfuckers is going to attack defenses. If your defense is weak in any facet on the field, this is what you're going to get. Like a porno. And then the scoring is just going to keep coming faster and faster and faster. Touchdown. 50, 40 points. I think 30 is going to be an average that we average per game this season. Possibility. 30 plus. It depends. But I feel that, shout out to Phil on Unfiltered Truth. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday, bro. Man, he had a show tonight as well, live, and he was breaking down, asking, do you guys think that the Raiders would have any blowouts this year? Shit. Hell yeah. As long as the defense lives up to expectations under Graham's defense. That's it. If they can live up to what it looks like on paper, with the Chandler Jones and if we, man, I still want Ndamukong Suh. I'm telling you, that'd be the cherry on top on that front. For real. Ndamukong Suh with Chandler Jones and Max Crosby is ridiculous. I mean, you won't even just the front alone. Bilal Nichols with him. It doesn't put Bilal Nichols with Sue, if you want to go 4-3, 3-4, let him be the nose. And oh my God, there's so much shit they can do. I want the defense to be on par and equal to the offense. If our offense is dynamic, if somewhere or somehow Patrick Graham, and here's another question. How we talked about, has McDaniels ever had an offense this loaded in New England? Has Patrick Graham had these kind of star defensive players that with him when he was in with the Giants? That's another thing. See, that's why great minds, you get great players with great minds, and greatness occurs. I'm this year, man, I'm telling you. Digital red flag. But man, I'm telling you for real. What did it say? Hold on, I gotta see this shit, man. What the fuck? What? Somebody snitched? Wow. So let me see something, man. They shut it down for 3 minutes. All right, we back. And to the one that snitched, fuck you, you bitch. Motherfuckers. We should be back on right now. They said we okay. Let me check. Motherfuckers. Motherfuckers. Boy, I tell you. Motherfuckers can't do shit. I ain't hurt nobody. Is we back on right now though? I'm checking. Yeah, we back. I wonder. Look, I wonder if they flag me for airing my own YouTube live right now. I should do that shit just to say fuck you. You know what? Let's do that shit. Something a lunatic would do. Airing my own my own YouTube live right now.
Yeah, I'm on twice now,
motherfuckers.
snitch on these nuts. I'm on. Look, now this is Lunatik right here on his show. He's on the computer. He's reading that somebody didn't shut him down. So I'm in the future and he's in the past.
Yeah.
So see,
I'm on twice now, motherfuckers.
we doing some lunatic shit. Let's go. Can't nobody. Hey, like they say, one monkey can't stop no show. One monkey can't stop no show.
So I'm in the future and he's in the past. So see,
You know, hey, Two Red Rings. You said you're not. Let me turn this shit off, man. I'm up here clowning around. All right.
Let's go.
All right, y'all. But yeah, on some real shit though, you're not convinced with Graham? No. Hey, Graham is a smart ass defensive dude, man, for real. And see, I wouldn't be convinced with him if he had nothing but just mediocre players. But he has proven talent on this. That's the thing. It's the proven talent that he gets to coach. We know what Chandler Jones can do. We're convinced with him. We're convinced with Max Crosby. We're convinced with Morey. We know the limitations of Abram. We know he's a hitter and a tackler, but he's not a good coverage dude. And I'm pretty sure that Graham knows this. Graham is not going to force these dudes to do shit that they're not good at doing. That's the key. It doesn't take much to be successful if you're Michael Jordan's coach. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting to. It's not going to take much. Just like it's not going to take much for Carr to be successful. Look who the fuck he gets to throw to. That's why we said if you don't do shit this year, it ain't the players around you. It ain't the offense and the coaches. It's you. You should be able to succeed in this offense just like this defense should be able to get to the quarterback. We got to it last year with Yannick. And to me, it's an upgrade with Chandler Jones over Yannick. We know that Max Crosby is not even at his ceiling yet. That is the scary thing about Max Crosby. Max Crosby he's not even at his ceiling. The potential for this young guy is fucking out of this world. You know what I mean? This guy has the potential of getting 20 plus sacks because he does not stop playing the game. His motor keeps going. He keeps going. He will not stop until he gets to the quarterback. And you can watch his film all the time and see that, hey, that's a solid dude, man. So to be able to put Graham in a situation where he has the talent to coach, it shouldn't be that hard. I know in the hell it ain't hard to fucking coach a superstar. They are superstars for a reason. And Max Crosby is on his way. He's on his way. Hands down. Wasn't even a first round pick. Not even a second. But he comes out of nowhere and he works his ass off. And look where they took care of him with a contract. See, and I think this is one of the reasons why Crosby will have an outstanding season this year, because you also got to look at it's not just about his ability to play football. It's about where he is at in life. See, your circumstances help you produce as well. Same with Carr. Carr has a familiar wide receiver, his friend. So now he's in a situation where, do you think Carr will second guess throwing to Adams at any time this year? I know he probably second guessed some of these other receivers he had to throw to. You know what I mean? But do you think he'll set? Adams is an all day with Adams, all day. And Max Crosby is at a point in his life where he got his security from his job. The Raiders gave him security, right? He's getting married. He's having a little girl. He is in a perfect place in his life. His spirits are up. So on the field, he's going to play the same way. He's not depressed. He's not wondering if he's going to get a contract or not. Does his girl love him? Will they ever have kids? He's about to be a dad, a husband, and he's a Raider. He is in a very, very good place mentally. We talk about mental health. His mental health should be off the charts. Everything happened to him all at once, and it's like, right, he's on a high. He's on a high, and I expect him to get out there on the field and play the same way. He's going to play out of his mind. I got that feeling. I just got that feeling. Max Crosby, this is his breakout. Even though some of y'all already think he broke out, but when I say breakout, I'm talking about sacks, mid-high teens, 15, 16, 17, getting to that area. Then that's a breakout to me. 10 sacks, 17 games. You know what I mean? That's good. Get damn near 20. And then everybody's going to understand what I mean about this guy has not even scratched the surface of what he's able to do. He's young. He's still green. And Chandler Jones to be there with him, and those two got a friendship. So it's like they're both going to the camp that Von Miller had. And it's like they're learning new shit. And you've seen him. I seen him in the footage on the news. He's going through, learning new techniques. And him and Chandler Jones is going to be that 1-2. Hey, it's going to be solid, you guys. I'm telling you. So Patrick Graham, he already has the talent. All he got to do is just put him in position to succeed. It's not hard, especially when you're a bright defensive coordinator. He's not like the past defensive coordinators we done had. Come on now. This got to be an upgrade over the fuck we had. Man. Players is going to play. But it's not just regular players, though. That's what I'm saying. You got a whole, like Chandler Jones and Max Crosby is like, they're not just players. They're not average players. You know what I mean? They're above average. So if you got it's kind of like this. Say, for instance, you're a head coach. Tell me what team would be easier to coach. You come to a team, you're the head coach, and you're coaching a whole new team with average players. Is that team going to be easier to coach over, say, for instance, you're coaching an all-star team where everybody on there is a fucking star? Because you already know it's easy to but it's easy to get information across to a veteran star. They know when you tell them what you need them to do, they go do it. It's not a learning process where they have to learn how to be that position that they're playing. They already know it. See, that's the strength of being able to have a star athlete on your team. It's pretty much, you don't have to coach them. They're like an extension of you. They're a coach as well. You know what I mean? So I'm understanding that maybe Graham is the kind of defensive coordinator that allows his players to give him input to go ahead and be like, hey, coach, you need to go ahead and try this because the offense is doing it. If he can listen to his players and take advice as well, because they're on the field with this shit. Same like offenses. You know how quarterbacks come back and tell, hey, we need to go ahead, McDaniels, we need to go ahead and run this because I'm noticing the defenses. You know what I mean? Remember Greg Beekert for the Raiders years ago? Remember when we played Minnesota? What happened? He broke the code on what they were saying on offense, on the, you know what I mean, in the play calling, and he was getting all them sacks because he went and told the coach, hey, I know what they're doing. They're doing this. Go get them. You got to have a coach that's open to let your leaders, you got to let them lead. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't want to go against the grain. If they got good ideas and they see shit and here's shit that you don't, and they come and give you, hey, coach, let's try this. And that coach is willing, okay, let's go for it. Just like, here's another one. Remember against New Orleans 2016 opening season, when instead of going for extra point, we went for 2 to win the game? That's because Carr told Del Rio, let's go for 2. And he was like, you sure? Sometimes you gotta let your team, your players be responsible for themselves. You know what I mean? And it seems to me Graham is that kind of guy. From every player that I heard that played under Graham, they said he's very smart, very defensively smart. You know what I mean? So, and that's what you want. You want something outside the box. You don't want to keep going like we did with the past defensive coordinators. Kept going, you know what I mean? That bend break, let the play come to you. Fuck that. Attack. But do it creatively. Hide your blitzes and shit like that. And they say that's what fucking Patrick Graham does. So, I mean, we got to be reserved, though. But that's just like anybody, even the players on this team. Yeah, we got Devontae Adams and them. Everything looks good on paper, but they have to get out there and just like the coaches, you're right too, Red Ring. Just like the coaches, though, they have to show us because it looks good on paper, but that's just paper. You know what I mean? That is just paper. We want to see them get out there and actually produce. Show me in real life, real time, that this team is really as dynamic as all of us, the fan base, is getting hyped for. You know, that's all we want. Show and prove. Show and prove. Yeah, you remember that Beaker game? Hey, for real. Remember, he understood, he heard what the plays were, and he broke that code, man, and was on their ass. Beaker was on their ass that game. I'm telling you, boy, hey, I got a head full of knowledge up in this motherfucker of some of these old games I remember. For real. ESPN recently pegged the Raiders as the best fit for former Green Bay Packers cornerback Kevin King. Hey, they're always going. You know, ESPN always. Why? It's like every free agent is pegged to the Raiders, but it would make sense also. You know what I mean? That it and I kind of think that they're kind of like they want to see where Trayvon Mullen is with the surgery he had on his foot. You know what I mean? To see, is he actually going to be ready for the season? Is he fully going to be healthy? That's the only question that has to be answered. And I mean, I'm waiting. We have over $20 million for a reason. Ain't no reason why you free up that money and just sit on it. Because you could have just had those players stay on the team and have that money, you know what I mean? Pay them to get out there and perform. But they're setting themselves up for when players do become available, free agency and whatnot. Because, like I said, you still got the 53-man roster cuts. Training camp, teams are going to release good players that will fit good for your system so you can go get them. You know what I mean? Some players are going to get released. It's always happening. You know what I mean? Like how we got Deshaun Jackson last year. He was released from the Rams. It was a mutual splitting of ways. We needed a wide receiver with speed. We went out and got him for pennies on the dollar. The same thing is going to happen every year. Somebody gets released. OBJ, how he ended up with the Rams. You know what I mean? So it still can happen because there might be an addition to a team that is just not working out, and player and team both decide, hey, it's time to just let me go. Let me go. And so that's what happens. They become available. We still have that money. We can go sign whoever. Whoever we feel can come in and make this team better. The loot is there for a reason. It's not just to carry over to next year. There's no need to carry it over to the next year. Salary cap going to go up. You know what I mean? You only get money next year anyway. Now I'm assuming about 20 mil. Yeah, we're not sure about what we have, but at the same time, we'll know when certain players get released. And sometimes, and here's another thing. A lot of players get traded for 53-man because sometimes it's time to move on from the veteran. They got a nice little price tag on them with that team. So instead of just releasing them, and if you trade them, since it's all post June 1st, you open up a lot of money under your and add to your cap. We can do the same thing if we want. So trade a player, save that money, but at the same time, you get compensation back in the form of draft picks or players. So you have to, in order to pull off a trade, you must have the money to absorb that contract in a trade. See what I mean? So you don't have to like, oh, we're gonna trade for this guy, so we're gonna have to release these two to make the money match. No, we don't have to release shit. We'll probably do one release to match, the body coming in and get rid of the body for the spot on the roster. But we got cap space to absorb a fucking contract like that. It might be a who knows what player might get released or not released, but want to be on the trade block. And teams might just want a 5. We got 3 fifth round picks. So you can give up a 5 and get a player, and they got to, instead of releasing them, if you really want that player, you can trade for them. But like I said, a lot of these people in these organizations, they already know what teams. I'm not trading for dude. They're going to release them. Remember Bradbury? Even though we didn't get them, remember they don't trade for them. They're going to end up releasing them if they can't trade them. No team tried to trade for them. And if they did, they try to lowball them. They try to lowball the Giants to get Bradbury. They didn't bite. So they end up releasing them. Shit, it would have been better off for them to bite and get that low ball. You didn't get shit for them when you released them. So it's like playing chicken. Who gonna flinch first? That team or us? And the Giants didn't flinch and they fucked themselves because they ended up releasing them and didn't get no compensation at all. I don't care if it was a 7th round pick. You could have got something. So a lot of teams will go with a low pick in trades. Like they're getting ready to cut down to 53 instead of cutting this guy. Let's trade him. That'll open up a spot for this young dude that made the team since we're going in the youth direction. But see, our team is in a win now. You know what I mean? We don't want a team full of young rookies. You know what I mean? That's why in free agency, they went out and got them. They're young, but they're veteran young. You know what I mean? So you got the Bilal Nichols and shit like that in free agency. Went out there and filled up your roster. You traded and got Rock Ya-Sin. You know what I mean? A young veteran. You know what I mean? Chandler Jones a little older, but he's still productive. He gets double-digit sacks every fucking year. Devontae Adams, he's hella productive. You know what I mean? Hey, there's still options out there. We don't have to just, you know what I mean? Just because you got, like my dad said, just because you got money in your pocket don't mean you got to, what he told me, he said, you got money in your pocket don't mean you got to go blow it. I know that shit burning a hole in it. You get money in your pocket, you be like, oh, what I want to get. Sometimes you just wait. Maybe them shoes you want to get, you wait a minute, next thing you know, they 50% off. You wait. Be patient. Be patient, Padawag. Be patient. Yes, indeed. Oh, hell yeah. 2 red rings. We will be better next year. That's factual. That is a fact right there, man. I already know, Sue. Hey, Sean, it makes perfect sense. I'm pushing for this dude. I'm hoping because I'm already making my contacts up in Portland to get me an interview with dude on this channel if he signs with us. My younger cousin went to school with him and they're buddies. So I talked to him the other day. I was like, look, because he a Raider fan too. I said, man, you know, he might end up signing with us. He said, man, if he do, that'll be lit. I said, well, look. He said, that's my guy and everything. I said, well, look. I said, if he does sign with us, I mean, do your big cousin a favor, man. Go ahead and plug the interview. He said, say less. So I'm hoping he signed with us so I can get him on the channel and do the interview, man, for real. Man, exactly. That makes so much sense. Hey, golly, man, you just look at the potential. That might, like I said, if our defense can play on par with what we expect out of our offense, come on now. Do you guys think we're going to dominate? If our defense can be ranked in the top 10, get our defense in the top 10, let our offense be top 10 with the top 10 players we got. Hey, I think top 10 is perfect. We don't have to be number 1. Give us top 10 offense with, remember we were going back and looking at the teams that had defense and offense ranked high? And then we were looking at the run and the pass defense. And like Tampa Bay was one of them that was ranked. See, that's why Tampa Bay won a Super Bowl. They're balanced. Their offense and their defense are top 10. The Rams, defense and offense, top 10. Let us be one of those. Let's be one of those teams that both the offense and the defense is top 10. You know what I mean? And that'll be solid. For real. We'll go a long ways with that one, for real. Daryl Bruce in the house, man. You will mix up the defensive schemes and not be so predictable. Exactly. We need to. And that's perfect. That's why when Graham was talking about we can run a 4-3, 3-4, 4-2-5, 3-3-5, we could do all that shit. So especially if it's true that we don't plan on running the same defense against every team, what do you think teams have to study for our defense? What, they're going to look at last week's game when we did a 4-3? But then when we play them, it's in a 3-4. It's like, wait a minute, that's not what we've seen on film. Exactly. That's not what you've seen on the film. So how can you prepare for it? And that's what you mean by being unpredictable. They don't know what you're going to do until you do it. Hell, that's how we find out about all the moves they make. We don't know about a trade or a signing until after they do it. Well, teams is going to find out what defense we run after we line up on the field and the ball and the game starts. That's when they're going to find out. So all that little tape that you done watched of the previous week or the week before, you know what I mean? That's why, some people say that we might lose to the Chargers week 1. I doubt that. And I told him, I said, look at it this way. Chargers are still going to run the same offense and defense they ran against us last year when we put their ass out of the playoffs. You know what I mean? And what they're going to study on us. They've never seen our offense under Josh McDaniels with these weapons on tape. Same with our defense. You never seen our defense in this scheme with these players on tape. They just going to have to find out and just get that ass whooped on week 1. Chargers is getting their ass. I'm calling it. It ain't going to be a close game. They're going to get murdered. They're going to get murdered week 1. I said it. Inhumanely, they're going to get murdered. Lethal injection or something. I don't know. But yes. Now, what's up with Gerald McCoy? Is he healthy? Because you remember, he got hurt early in the year with us. That could be, if he's solid, that might be a good little choice too if we don't get Sue. Yeah, lock down D-line and take pressure off of the secondary. Exactly. Plug the middle. That because we already know our ends is taken care of. If we can plug the middle, Sue would do that. Pass rushing up the middle. I mean, can you imagine you a quarterback and the pocket? Like sometimes the pocket closes from the outside because the defensive interior is not that great. But with a great defensive interior, it's like you're gonna become claustrophobic. Like I can't breathe. Interception, strip fumble, sack. All that shit can happen when you get in a tight ass fucking phone booth in that pocket. Pocket starts off like a dining room, and next thing you know, you in a fucking phone booth. A lot of people say, "What's a phone booth?" There ain't no more phone booths. But where Superman used to change it to his motherfucking cape. When you in a motherfucking box like this, and motherfucker swiping at the ball at you, you can't get away. So if we get that pressure up the middle and from the sides, it's going to cause, and we know we got a lot of mobile quarterbacks in our division. These motherfuckers going to be running around with their heads cut off. Like chickens with their heads cut off is how they're going to be scrambling around trying to get away from the pressure. And that's when mistakes happen. As long as our linebackers is on point, that's when you want Abram up to the line of scrimmage. I would have Abram be the fucking, be a mirror the quarterback. Because we got all these mobile-ass quarterbacks, and he got speed. He's fast enough with these quarterbacks to just beeline and sack their ass if they take off running. That's what you could use Abram for. You fuck covering. If that's not his strength, don't force him to do it. Because, we got 2 games against Mahomes, 2 games against Russell Wilson, 2 games against Herbert. You know what I mean? These are all dudes that are bring the ball down and take off running. Abram, you don't do shit. Wherever the quarterback go, you go. We're going to do this every fucking play. Wherever the quarterback go, you mirror his ass. If he takes off running, you beeline and knock the numbers off his fucking chest. That's what your job is to do. And Abram will be perfect at that job. You know that? You always put pressure up the middle? Yeah, I always put pressure up the middle too. Sometimes with your thumb. And then you get that look back fish eye. It'd be like this. You pull it out. Let me quit. Hey, Michael, we'll have everybody in this motherfucking chat cracking up because we take it to extremes. Like our fandom. For real. Don't get that fish eye. What you just do? Nothing. But yeah. Man, there's a lot to look forward to. Are you working on 2 red rings? What are you working on? Or you want to keep it secretive? Hit me up in a hit me up in a messenger or something on IG or something. What kind of ideas you have? If you don't want to let it be known, just let me know. And Dominic Sue last 3 seasons. Hey, let me post this shit so y'all can read this shit. Cause this the statistician extraordinaire, Sean Johnson, off the top rope with it. You know what I mean? Jimmy Superfly Snooker with the facts. Yeah, he don't miss a game at all. This guy is fucking healthy. So now you see what Sean just posted, right, you guys? His last 3 seasons, between 32, 34 years old, he hasn't missed a game. 14 and a half sacks, 46 QB hits, 6 pass defense, and 1 forced fumble, 5 fumble recoveries, 2 TDs, 112 tackles, 64 solo, and 23, oh my God, tackles for loss. He's consistent. That's what he's consistent. And we need that on this team. We need a consistent defensive pressure up the middle. Consistently. Not just a game here, game there. Constant. And you know, like they say, and we always say this, we say the same shit, your best ability is your availability. And for this guy to be in his 30s and he's still available, no injuries, knock on wood, no injuries, the guy is productive at a high level, very high level, because it's going to make you think, if you got Chandler Jones, Dominic Sue, Max Crosby, tell me, okay, in the chat, let's play devil's advocate. All right, let's be devil's advocate right now with Chandler Jones if Sue joins us. Chandler Jones, Sue, and fucking Max Crosby. Who do you double? If you are an offensive coordinator, head coach of another team, and you're playing the Raiders, and you got these 3 guys on your defensive line, who do you commit to with a double? You know what I mean? Who do you commit to? Nah, Sue, you know what? I think even now, because Sue is still productive. And you might be able to get him at a low cost. You might not have to break the bank. And we know, like, yeah, something Al Davis would do, because look what Al Davis always done with the defensive tackle spot. He got Warren Sapp. He traded for Richard Seymour. And it wasn't Richard Seymour that Al Davis was trying to get. He was trying to get Wilford. Yes, indeed. The whole story goes, Al Davis called the Patriots to get Wilford at defensive tackle. They said no. But they countered what Al Davis asked for and said, but would you be interested in Seymour? There it is. That's how we got Seymour. And Seymour was a Raider. If you want to, go look up Seymour played with us for 4 years. He was second team All-Pro. He made, 3 Pro Bowls, and the numbers he put up were almost duplicate what he put up in New England. So the stats don't lie. That's why Seymour is going into the Hall of Fame. And he was a Raider. He was a Raider. People say, I don't count him as a Raider. Well, because he started off with New England? Didn't Jim Plunkett start off with New England? He a Raider, right? We only exclude former players as being Raiders if they deny everyone, if they, like when Randy Moss said, I'm not a Raider. All right, then. You're not a Raider then. Because you was here for 4 years also. So you was in the silver and black, but you deny you was a Raider. So, fuck you. You know what I mean? Fuck you. You ain't a Raider then. But motherfuckers that don't deny it, like Warren Sapp, they said an interview, Dirty Raider told me that on the interview with Warren Sapp, on his boat, he got a Tampa Bay flag and a Raider flag. Because he said he's a pirate. You know what I mean? He still represents the Raiders too. He played for us. You know what I mean? So, If you don't want to be a Raider, eat a ding dong. Exactly. Tim Brown was a Buck. You know what I mean? Jerry Rice was with the Niners. But when he came to us, we got to the Super Bowl. He was a Raider. Even though it wasn't that long, he still was a Raider. Jerry Rice, some of his stats came in a silver and black uniform. Because all your stats are accounted for when you go into the Hall of Fame. They don't just exclude this team and that team. It's whoever you done played for. Because even Jerry Rice played for Seattle Seahawks after he left us as well. And almost played for Denver. But he told him if he was going to be no more than the fourth receiver, he was going to retire. And he retired. But yes, he was with Seattle too. But it is what it is. Kenny King wasn't always a Raider running back. We traded for him from the the Houston Oilers. Jack Tatum, and it was Jack Tatum and 2 7th-round picks. We got Kenny King, a fast-ass running back that we got from Houston. But Kenny King's a Raider. Believe that. Kenny King is a Raider. Mike Hayes, corner, opposite of Lester Hayes, or Mike Haynes. He wasn't always a Raider. We traded for him. But he was a Raider winning them Super Bowls. You know what I mean? He was a Raider in them Super Bowls. Even Romanowski wasn't always a Raider, but he was a Raider. He was a perfect Raider with us. You know what I mean? Romanowski was nuts. For real, for real. People play at different teams. If you get traded or you sign as a free agent, it is what it is. That's the business. You know what I mean? Marcus Allen went to Kansas City. He's a Raider, though. He played a long-ass time, too. I think he played, Marcus Allen played 10 years? I got to drop that video, too. Legends of the Shield, Marcus Allen is getting ready to get dropped, y'all. I ain't did it yet. I've been doing this other shit, but it's all set up. I just got to do it, and hey, it gives the Raider history of Marcus Allen when he played for us, man, for real. It's a must see. What's taking us so long to sign Sue, Daryl? Hey, I don't know. Exactly. Those numbers that he produced is exactly perfect for us. Let me take this off. My bald ass head sweating and shit. But it's perfect. But see, the Raiders move when it's time to move. You know what I mean? Because the same question that we asked, why haven't we signed Sue yet? We can ask of all the other 31 teams as well. Why they haven't signed Sue either. You know what I mean? You don't have to sign now. You figure, sign now for what? There's no camp. Now, July, expect a signing. If this is already in the works and they working shit out, expect it to happen before camp starts next month. Because he has to be at camp. That's the most important thing in the offseason is camp in July. Because then we go right into preseason in August this year because of that Hall of Fame game. First weekend of August is going down. Or actually, it's that Thursday, huh? Thursday night on because they moved it now. They do the Hall of Fame game is on Thursday while the ceremony is on Saturday. So Thursday night football, early August, y'all be ready. First preseason game. Now we get to start to see who's the real deal. You know what I mean? Who's the real deal on this team, free agent or rookie? For real. Oh man, if LT was a Raider, man, I remember that time when what about Reggie White? Remember Reggie White was a free agent? And Reggie White chose Green Bay over the Niners. I think he was supposed to go to the Niners was one of the teams too. You know, back then, Niners was trying to sign everybody. Deion Sanders, they bought that 95 Super Bowl, they bought that shit. Because after that shit, everybody left after that shit. You know what I mean? Deion left. You know what I mean? Fucking, what was the running back? He went to Seattle. Yeah, that 90, they bought that fucking Super Bowl for real. Ken Norton Jr. was over there. Yep. You could buy Super Bowls sometimes. Sometimes it don't work that way. Remember when Philadelphia tried to buy one? When they got Asamoah and they signed all them other motherfuckers. And then I remember when the Redskins, They got Deion Sanders. They went out there and spent hella money. I'm like, you can't buy no Super Bowl all the time, man. You get lucky. You can get lucky sometimes. The Niners got in trouble for circumventing the salary cap too, right? Didn't they get in trouble? I think that all that shit led to DeBartolo having to sell the team, sold it to his sister and her husband that own the team now. I don't know. Yeah, they did destroy the Chargers at Super Bowl too. For real. They bought that shit. It cost $49 million. They scored 49 points, and they the 49ers. And then that team split up. Everybody left that motherfucker, man. Hey, that shit happens. Win a championship, now we go our own ways. You remember when the years ago, I don't know if you guys watch baseball. I'm not really a big baseball watcher either. But I remember when, was it the Marlins won the World Series that year? They went out and got all these motherfuckers on that team, and then after they won the World Series, that team got broken up. Sheffield and all of them, I think, went down there to play for the Marlins. I don't know if I gotta see. Hey, Sean, check and see. Did Ndamukong Suh, does he usually report for OTAs or does he only make it for camp? I'm just curious because, but he's a free agent right now, so it doesn't really matter. He can't report to nobody right now. He ain't got no contract. But I mean, I'm just wondering what is his, you know what I mean, mode of operation popping up. Shout out to everybody that's out there, man, in the chat, man. All you guys that are watching this evening, thank you for pulling up, for real. Let me see if some people want to jump up on here and just hang with your boy one time, you know what I mean, just one time. See if my man Brown Cracker's in the house. Hold on 1 minute, everybody. Where are you at? Where are you at? Yes, indeed, man. We in this. Let me get this thing out the way real quick. But yeah, man, I'm curious on what is gonna go down for real. 100. Hey, what part of Hawaii? What part of Hawaii? My mom used to live on the Big Island in Hilo. I got an older brother in Hilo now. I haven't been to Hawaii in a few years, but I've been there. Hilo and Kona. 100. Shout out to 100, man. Pulling up for real, for real. We got Rod Gas in the house. Oh, from Mexico, man. Hey, thank you for pulling up, man. It is a pleasure. For real. If this is your guys' first time here, hey, please subscribe and like. We do this all the time. We do this all the time for real. Who you talking about? Suge Knight? Suge Knight in prison, man. He can't play football no more. He played, though. UNLV and played for the Rams. People don't know that, but yeah, Suge Knight played football for a minute. And then when he left football, he became like he was a bodyguard before he started Death Row Records. Let's see, where is I want to see where my guy let's see if Gravy's up to it, man. We can get him on here. We just hanging out tonight, y'all. It's good to see all you guys, man. All the new faces, man. I appreciate each and every one of you, for real. Oh, your bro lives in Hilo? Okay. Oahu? Okay, I got you. Raiders for life. That's right, baby. That's right. Nice to have you here. For real. Nice to have you here. Oh, Sue. Okay, yeah. And Ndamukong Suh. That's what we talking about, man. Is it? Hey, that'll be a very, very welcomed addition, I would say, for real.
Let me see. Let's see if Farrell want to pull up if he's on here. Let's see. Who else, man? Who else? Where is my brother at, man? Where is my brother? My young brother. Is that? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Shit. Motherfucker be like, shit. Well, what you mean, shit? All right. So, yeah, man. Okay, I can dig it. Zion, the basketball player, you gonna get him on the Raiders? 2024? Oh, my goodness. Man, for real, though. But, yes, Ndamukong Suh in the silver and black, it's a match made in heaven. We know this. We know it's a match. We just waiting to see if that really happens, because, shit, I'm getting the motherfucking jersey if it do. I'm getting the jersey for real, man. And Ndamukong Suh, a fucking Raider. Man, let that news break. Let that news break. What is this shit? Live from okay. Yes, indeed, man. What's going on in Buffalo? Oh, they talk about fuck them other teams. I'm waiting to see what else we got up our sleeve. I know they got to be. What else could they be working on right now with nothing going on? You know what I mean? What else do you think they could be working on? Man, Waller 2020, Adams 2021, Renfro 2021. Stats total. Yeah, man, that's what I was saying. Okay, back to that question. Do you guys think it is possible to have 3,000-yard receivers on the same team in the same season? Is that possible? I mean, because if you expect Carr to throw over 5,000 yards, it seems possible to me. You know what I mean? It seems possible. I know they got people out there that's predicting him to hit 6,000. Oh, that's right. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. It is that we is in a new day. Yep. Happy Father's Day, everybody. All the fathers out there, man, happy Father's Day. It is. Oh, that's right. What you call it? Dirty and them had SC and them came out there today. And OG came out to his house. I wonder if he recorded, because he said he was going to do some videos. I just shot him a link, too. This motherfucker's probably drunk. Drinking Woodson whiskey. Doing shots and shit. Doing shots. Oh, man. Where's the, let me go back here real quick. These motherfuckers, I can't believe they flag me digital content. Man, you son of a bitch. For real. 3,787 yards. The three did it. Man. Yeah, they've done it at different times, though. You know what I mean? There's only one football. And are we going to be pass heavy like that? But we really don't have to really be pass heavy. All you really need is big plays in the offense. You know what I mean? If we can break off chunks, no matter who Carr throws it to, and they break off chunks during the season, I think it's a possibility. But how often are we going to run the ball? See, that's another question as well. And then what about the other receivers that come in? Do they take, some of the burden off the wide receivers and get their share? They're not going to get 1,000, but I mean, combined receivers that we keep on the team actually going to get in and be productive as well. That's going to take away from the other 3 catching passes. I would play the Raiders like Madden. I'm just throwing to Adams, Renfro, Waller. Adams, Renfro, Waller. Man, I had teams so punch drunk. Real. Yes. That will be huge. In this offense, blocking, exactly. So, especially in the power block,
that's good for the run game, and we got runners. So how balanced of the offense is going to be. How balanced is going to be? That's what I'm trying to say, because if you run equally as much as you do throw, that's going to take away from, pass attempts as well. But is it possible? Could this offense actually be Could this offense actually be this dynamic where you would have 3 1,000 yard receivers? That's the question. Can it be done? Can it be done? And I think this team's, if their strength is passing, the passing game, and teams can't stop it, then, like the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You might actually see the Raiders get out there and fuck it. We just gonna throw the ball. If you can't stop it, oh well. Ain't no sense in running. Hell, you might even bring some of them backs out the backfield into the passing game as well, which New England does. So that's another thing you got to factor in as well. I think our defense is built for turnovers. That's what I think this defense is built. When I look at the personnel, I look at what Patrick Graham is trying to do and the players that we brought in, we are trying to turn over the ball. Which, I mean, of course, all teams are, but some teams, like you said, that bend and break mentality is like, I don't like that. I like to be aggressive on defense, swarming the ball. You know what I mean? Pressuring the quarterback, locking down the receivers. You know what I mean? Blitzing here and there. Hiding your blitzes, making the blitzes come out of nowhere where the quarterback is stuck, like, bam, getting hit out of nowhere and not expecting it because he can't read what our defense is doing. I like those kind of defenses, the amoeba type defenses where they can do a multitude of different things. They can look like this, but actually run like this, that kind of shit. If you put more on the plate for quarterbacks to have to be concerned with and also pay attention to, that takes away from the time that they're going to need to actually go through reads of the receivers and do it that way when they have to. It's too much shit going on. So our defense, I think we are built on getting turnovers this year. Getting turnovers. I don't care about 3 and outs. I don't care. I don't want punts. A turnover is way better than a turnover on downs. You know what I mean? Where they punt it to us and then we got to start way down there. A turnover gets us that ball right then and there. You know what I mean? And does not keep that ball in that team's hand. You know what I mean? You get a good sack on first, second down. They still got the next down to run a play. But you get a turnover, they got to get their ass off the field. So I'm thinking when I seen that we swapped out, pretty much what we did was swap out Chandler Jones for Yannick Ngakoue, that showed me right there, because it wasn't about the sacks why they switched those two players. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with sacks because they both were double digits. But the difference came in forced fumbles. Yannick only had 2. Chandler Jones had 6. So that showed me there. Then also the linebackers that we went and signed in free agency are coverage type linebackers. You know what I mean? So a lot of your sacks, the way you be able to get your defenders to the quarterback on the front, your ends and your tackles, the way you get them to the quarterback and to be able to get a forced fumble or a strip sack is by what they call coverage sacks. So if everybody's covered and there's nobody to throw to, you force the quarterback to hold the ball too long. Then your opportunity arises for your defensive ends and tackles to be able to get to them and get the ball out their hand. Because even though I still might be engaged with your offensive lineman, I can still reach out. And that's how a lot of forced fumbles happen. You see the defensive end bend the end, against the tackles, and they might not be able to get a tackle on the quarterback, but they reach out and swipe at the ball. Look at the reach on Chandler Jones is a nice sized dude. You know what I mean? As far as getting that ball out. But Max Crosby, shit, you add in Dominican Sue, same thing. These guys put hits on quarterbacks. Ain't as big as these linemen. They coming, and your defense is coming full steam ahead. Quarterback is stand still, so he's a target right there, and he does not know where the pressure is going to come from. So I do believe that this defense is built for turnovers. Now, will they get them? We're going to see. The secondary plays a big part in that. We know what we have in the trenches, but in the secondary, the safeties and the corners, what do we have? Do we have men that are able to play good man-to-man defense? And Rock Ya-Sin is one of them dudes that got good stats in man-to-man. Trayvon Young is what we wanted, or Mullen. Trayvon Mullen is one that we want the same for, but health-wise, injury prone. That's what it seems like to me. But he's a good size corner. But if he does not work out, who's next in line? I know who's next in line. I remember I wanted to talk about this on Monday morning, but we're going to talk about this now. So, the battle that I see at corner with Mullen being hurt and shit at right corner, is going to be is Anthony Averett. You got to factor him in to that competition at that corner spot with Mullen. Because this guy here, with Baltimore last year, this is what Averett did by himself. Watch these stats. Fucking Anthony, matter of fact, I didn't even make no card for him. But Anthony Averett, he had 46 solo tackles, 8 assisted. He had no forced fumbles, but he had 3 interceptions last season. 3 interceptions last season. And that was in 14 games. Because he only played in 14. And I'm telling you, he's not the biggest dude, but 5'11", 178. Anthony Averett, keep your eye on him. Like I said, they brought him here for a reason. He had 3 interceptions last season with Baltimore. So those turnovers, the defense is focused on turnovers. They're getting guys who gets turnovers. Matter of fact, let me check out this other stat real quick. Because I forgot to check him too. Hold on real quick. I'm about to see something else. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank you for being here. I'm enjoying tonight with you guys. Dirty Raider, what's up with you, brother? Hey, I sent you a link if you want to pull up. I didn't know if you was busy or not. I knew you had company out there today. Happy Father's Day to you as well, man, for real. So let me see something real quick. Cause I meant to check this dude's stats as well last year. And I need his season 2020 season. Let me see what this guy did, man. I don't know why I did not look this shit up. But since I got you guys here, this is what we're doing. We're gonna look at this shit, man. We're gonna look at this shit. We're gonna look at this shit for real. Let me look up these stats real quick for him. 2020. Switches he was it acted against the Bills like in week 2 due to stomach illness. In week 11, he got Packers on the first interception of the season of the pass through like Aaron Rodgers. I did not give it. Here we go. 2020. Oh, that's his weight and shit. Fuck all that, man. Where's the 2020? That's shit. Let me see. Let me go back and get his stats. But yeah, I'm curious about this one right here for real. B Al, what's up with it, man? Yes, indeed, man. Spencer Hicks, man. Hey, shout out to you, man, for real. Man, thank you for pulling up. It is a pleasure for real. Each and every one of you guys, if this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Share it with a friend, a relative, whoever rocks that silver and black with us. Hey, let's grow this Raiders Allegiance channel. You know what I mean? Let's do it together, man. We family. We family. Matter of fact, you want to borrow $5 or something? I know it ain't enough to get gas, but shit, it'll get you to the gas station. But yeah, man. What I'm looking up is Rock Ya-Sin. I'm trying to I don't know why I never oh man, I put that. That's why I typed in the wrong shit. All right, Rock Ya-Sin. I know he got an interception last year against Green Bay, and was it week 1 against Aaron Rodgers? All right, so 2021. Oh, because he ain't played yet this year, motherfucker. 2020. The fuck is going on? That's not what I wanted. Okay, here we go. 2020. He only had 1 interception. 2019, he had 1 interception. Last year he had he had 7 pass defended, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception. Let me see how many that's it. He only started in 8 games. He played in 13, but as a starter, he started 8 games and had 1 interception, 7 pass defended, 1 forced fumble. So numbers ain't really great, but then again, you got to understand, how many times do they attempt passes his way? Because that 7 pass defenders is nice, especially in 8 games. That's what he had as starter in 8 games. Okay, I see you, Rock. I see you, dog. So 2020. Hold on, why they got this stat? Hold up. Oh, that's 2020. Last season was 2021. Okay, his stats last year, he started 8 games last year as well, out of 13 that he played. He had 8 pass defended, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. He had 27 solo tackles, 4 were assisted. And the year before, he had 36 solo tackles, 9 assisted. So he got stats, and you know what I mean, as far as what you're looking for. Forced fumbles, the INTs. All right. So you got Rock Ya-Sin on one corner. You put Anthony Averett at the other with 3 interceptions he had last year with Baltimore. You got linebackers on this team that's good in coverage as well. So I see what they're trying to do. Rob Ryan, that is a good wealth of defensive knowledge. He comes from a coaching tree that is impeccable. For those that don't know his dad, Buddy Ryan, the designer of the Chicago Bears 85 defense, which is one of the best defenses ever to play the game. They ran a 5-2. They ran a 5-2 in with Chicago. But Buddy Ryan, his sons, the twins, Rob Ryan and Rob and fucking what you call it, the fucking old coach from he used to be at Baltimore too. I'm drawing a blank, man. But anyway, the Ryan boys, you know what I mean? The Ryan boys. They were a part of one of the best defenses ever to play the game as well with the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. So historically, they come off a good coaching tree, but just the teams that either their father or them were a part of has an imprint in history with one of the best defenses ever to play the game. The 85 Bears and the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. Because I think the 2000 Baltimore Ravens only allowed 13.1 points a game. 13 fucking points a game. Or, hold on. Let's see. Let's see. How many points per game did the 2000 Baltimore Ravens defense allow? Oh,
10.3 points per
10
game.
point.
According to NFL 100,
Come on.
NFL.com, they allowed 10.3 points per game and 970 total rushing yards, both all-time lows for a 16-game season.
10.3 points a game is all Baltimore Ravens allowed in 2000. That come on now. If I can keep you to 10 points a game, we should beat you. And they won the Super Bowl that year. And not to mention that they had only allowed 9, what they say? They only allowed 970 rushing yards all season. Only 970 total. You know what I mean? Fuck, that's a dominating defense. Now, in contrast, let's look at the 85 Bears. How many points per game did the 1985 Chicago Bears allow on defense?
According to NBC Sports, as famous as the 1985 Bears defense is, their 456 points scored is a franchise record. The 198 points allowed in 1985 is the second fewest they have allowed in a 16-game season.
See, in the 85 Bears, only, like they said, they only allowed 198 points for the whole season. And not just that defense also scored points. They scored 456 points. You know what I mean? Hey, that's the kind of defense you want. Turnovers are good, but if your defense can score as well, like pick sixes and shit like that, oh my God. Man, if the Raiders get a defense like this, I'm telling you. And Ryan, he has that knowledge. He has that knowledge. And that's what he's a senior advisor. That's why I said you don't have to really be concerned with Patrick Graham, because Patrick Graham got people around him to make this shit happen. He got the players, he got the coaching staff, and he got a senior advisor like Ryan that has a wealth of knowledge in the game that he can just pull from. Remember, when the Raiders, even when we sucked ass in early 2000s, our best thing, and Stuart Swagger knows this, because somebody mentioned that too. Stuart said, the defense was the best thing that they had on that Raiders team. And that was a fact. The Raiders had tremendous defense. Warren Sapp and them, Stuart Swagger. I mean, come on, bruh. That fucking defense was nice. We just did not have the fucking offense to score the points for the defense to defend and get us victories. That's all that shit was. But now, if we can get a defense that's on that same level with this offense that can score and also obtain long drives to be able to keep our defense fresh and rested, because they're not on the field all the time with 3 and outs all the fucking time. You know what I mean? If our offense actually get those 6, 7, 5-minute drives, that's time that the defense gets to rest. And if we keep our defense fresh, that means they can constantly be at the quarterback. Constantly. Non-stop. Relentless. Got energy. Because once they get their job done and they get the ball back to the offense, they get to sit and rest again, because pretty much our offense is going to move up and down the field. We did it last year. You know what I mean? We sucked in the red zone, but we got to look at the fact that we were in the red zone. So you had to drive the ball down to get into it. We left a lot of points on that field last year due to not scoring in the end zone, in the red zone. But I think that has passed. I think the things that are implemented this year are things to help this team get over that hump. You know what I mean? With the players they added, the system that they've added, all that's gonna play a big part in this, in the balance of the defense and offense. They're gonna help each other. You know what I mean? Offense is going to get nice long drives, cap it off with a touchdown. Defense gets the rest, come in fresh, turn the ball over to get it back to the offense again. It's going to be hand in hand. And that's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm hoping, that this is what they're building. And it pretty much looks like that. You know what I mean? I still want to know
with the Bears, the 85 Bears, how many points they allowed per game. How many points per game did the 85 Chicago Bears allow? Because I know Baltimore was 10.3. God dang, that's fucking, that's crazy, dude. That is crazy. That is crazy. If you guys never seen that damn Super Bowl, it was the Bears versus the New England Patriots 1985. I remember that shit. Because some of the players on New England were off that powder. You know what I mean? They were fucking with that shit. And the Bears, they trampled their ass. Oh, I was betting on football in middle school. I lost that bet. I thought New England was gonna beat the Bears. You know what I mean? Little did I know. I only did that because my friend was going for the Bears. I wanted to bet him. He took the Bears. I took the New England Patriots, man. I know him better because I was always a Walter Payton fan because as a kid, running back and corner were my positions. I played in Pop Warner in high school. And so as a kid, I remember my uncle gave me a Sports Illustrated VHS tape showing a Walter Payton, his training. He used to run hills. So I started trying to run hills. I want to be a running back like that. You know what I mean? I want to be powerful. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was my favorite running back growing up. Walter Payton, man. Everybody knew who the fuck Payton is. And actually, one of my close friends, that was his cousin, was Walter Payton. But yeah, man, that dude was something nice. It's sad that in the Super Bowl he did not score a touchdown. They let William the Refrigerator Perry. Y'all remember him, number 72, with the tooth missing? Big old lineman. William the Refrigerator Perry, and they let him rush for a touchdown. They put him in the backfield and let him get the touchdown and not Walter Payton. Walter Payton didn't even score that Super Bowl. But that's when Mike Ditka was the head coach. You had Richard Dent, Mike Singletary. They had a stacked ass defense, man. Fuck, that was a nice ass defense. That's why they dominated like they did. Now, if the Raiders can some way, somehow come in grasp of greatness like that, will they? I don't know. Because of the personnel. We got some hitters on this team, but the whole team, the defensive side of the ball ain't filled out with hitters. You know what I mean? We're gonna get there though. I think next year with a full rack of fucking draft picks, if you knock the picks out of the park, which it seems to me that Ziegler and them knows what they're doing in the draft, because even though we didn't have a first and a second, they went and got some serious ass talent from the third on down. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they went out there and just swung and missed. I think Parham is solid. Zamir White is solid. Neil Farrell Jr. is solid. I mean, they made some solid ass picks later portion of the draft. I always was a big believer in the middle rounds anyway. I love the middle rounds. You get so much fucking value, and then that these guys outperform what the fuck they were drafted at. 4th round picks, 5th round picks. You know what I mean? Those kind of picks right there, 4 and 5. I like those rounds. That's why we got 3-5 this year. Man, I'm like, oh, this is about to kill it. I mean, this is how you get your Hunter Renfro and your Max Crosby's and shit like that. You get them potatoes of your draft where they just ball. They a ball. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to see this unfold for real. Hey, Michael, I'm right with you, bro. I'm right there with you. It's like, dude, the way this team is being built, and you can see what they're doing. You can see offensively, you can see defensively, but if it really like out the way we expected and the way the shit looks on paper, if they even, I mean, can you imagine offense and defense? They really get out there and perform to expectations. This could be one of them. This is how special seasons are built. You get situations like this, and this is a unique situation. I'm gonna tell you why.
Because at first it starts out with, it all started last year. You get into a situation where you lose your receiver, right? Ruggs had so much promise. I mean, not only was this dude fast, this dude edge. He was not Hayward bad. He left. I mean, this guy made big plays last year before the incident. You know what I mean? He was a home run. It was, he had walk-offs. Remember the Jets? That was a touchdown. It's like this motherfucker's at the plate, bottom knife. You know what I mean? You got 2 outs. You know, no on base, and the game is, and this cracks it over, crack, home run, solo shot, game over, walk off. That's what Ruggs gave us. Now look, and we need getting them back and all that shit. But just imagine Ruggs was still on his team. We moved number 2 wide receiver opposite of fucking Adams. Can you imagine if you had Adams, Ruggs, Renfro, and Waller in this offense? I just know myself. You know what I mean? I just know myself. Because that is something that would have been remarkable. I mean, fucking A, dude. That would have changed the game. That would have changed the game. But it didn't. So, with the full load of draft going to next year, now you go fill out a roster, and you got to do is just knock these draft picks out of the park. You ain't got to go ahead and reach for players. Whatever's there on your board at your position of drafting, corner, safety, whatever, linemen, linebackers, you go get what you need. You go get what you need. For if none of these receivers pan out to be wide receiver, you go on the draft next year and you spend a first round or a second round pick on a legitimate, someone you know can bring right in, and that's it. It's usually what you get on offense. Skill positions, you can get players that are rookie and plug them in if they're that talented and they're good. First round picks is that's what you do with them. You know what I mean? You go in, maybe go get one of the best linebackers that's in the draft. Corner, you know what I mean? Maybe go ahead and get a better quality, some more offensive line. I don't know. Do you go offensive line again? It all depends on what's there. If you go best available and for need, you're all right. Because that's exactly what they drafted this year. They went for best available and a need. People say, well, why running back on the need? Why you get 2 running back? Yes, it was a need. Because before the draft, there was only 1 running back that would be under contract next year on his team. Everybody else was free agents. That was Bolden. Bolden is the only one that's under contract. But now with the of Zamir White and Britt Brown and them signing their rules, now we have 3 running backs who will be under contract next year. We stashed Sincere McCormick injured on the injured reserve, so we get him next year. Now you got 4 fucking running backs under contract next year. They're playing this shit. They knew they're not going to get in a bidding war with other team players that's going to be free agents. You don't do that. You don't get in a bidding war. Anybody's replaced. Anybody in the NFL can be replaced on that team. Talent comes in, it comes out of the league all the time. So you don't have to be in a position of trying to outbid somebody. You know what I mean? You don't have to. You win as a team. You build a good team. You get good players, but it's nice to be able to draft those players and then let them become stars. Then you worry about the money later. Max Crosby got his money. You know what I mean? Carr got his money. Renfro got his money. You draft them and let them become. You notice everything I just told you. All got extensions were all original Raider draft picks. All original draft picks. And we sat here and we think about how we have no draft picks from last year's draft or the year before where nobody left. You know what I mean, from that draft? Now we looking at that. We got Renfro, Carr, and Max Crosby, all extensions. and all original Raider draft picks. That's what I want to see more of. I want to see our draft picks pan out. That's what that means. If they get extension like they got, that means they panned out. That's all I want to see next. Is Abram going to fuck around and perform? Or is there a possibility that Josh Jacobs could come back with the team? We're going to see. 81 days until the season starts. Yes, sir. I don't know. I think I'm trying to get rid of that because I don't. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out. I seen out here that Russ Court, they're trying to get the blood test taken off because they said they probable cause be able to give him that blood test of seeing alcohol system or whatever else was in the system. Because you can't just assume that what I think the way they said it, how did it work? The probable cause was reckless driving. You can't assume it was drunk driving. You know what I mean? Because he was speeding, and so speed too. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was swerving, that kind of shit. So we'll see how the shit goes. But I think that the Raiders are trying to get that money back. Arnett as well. And we'll see. Like I said, it's all going to take time. It's gonna take time. But yeah, back to this Raiders shit, man. Hey, I'm looking forward to the season. I'm gonna cut this short, you guys. I kind of went over last night partying, and you know what I mean. But I'm really good.
I'm trying to see what that be like right there. Look, be that.
Motherfucker, you know what I mean? So, yes, with that being said, man, I thank each and every one of you guys. I see the numbers dwindling, so people cutting it, getting off. So, hey, thank each and every one of you guys for pulling up with me, hanging out with me this night. It's been a pleasure. To the people that showed up, man, thank you. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button. Knock the hell out of that notification bell so you could be notified of all the content release, even blues. Once again, you've been watching Raiders Allegiance, Lunatic Raider. This live from the Asylum with Lunatic Raider. Like I said, happy Father's Day to all fathers out there, man. Well served, man. Salute, guys. My day, even though I gotta go, but you guys will see me Monday through Friday mornings, 6 a.m. Pacific and 10 a.m. Eastern. It is Morning Raider or Raider Nation show on this channel. So go ahead and come check us out on the mornings. We're here on the morning as well on Monday through Friday. So I'll see each and one of you guys then. Man, take care. God bless. And it's been a pleasure. I'm Lunatic Raider. This is Raiders Allegiance. I'm out.
You ever dance with the devil in the dead of the night? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it.
How about it, you creep, you lunatic?